Hello students, this is Purushottam Vishwakarma and I welcome you to this video lecture of the lesson The Third Level. In this video, we'll cover first part of the chapter written by Jack Finney. So the author of the story is Jack Finney. I would like to tell you something about Jack Finney. Jack Finney was an American writer born on 2nd October 1911 and died on 14th November 1995. His writings are full of fantasy. Basically, he has written about time travel and such related stories. In this story, the main character is Charlie. The protagonist of the story is Charlie, who is escapist, who doesn't like to live in reality. That is why he wants to get out of modern world. He escapes. He tries to escape from modern reality, the harsh reality of the world. Let's see the theme of the chapter. Theme of the chapter that is very important for a chapter. In this chapter, the theme is escapism. Now, the question is, what is escapism? Escapism means escape from reality, modern world that is full of insecurity. Real life is full of insecurity, war, fear, worry, and all the rest of it. This story is about 1950s. The world had seen two world wars, one from 1914 to 1918, that was World War First. Another 1939 to 1945, that was World War Second. So he wants to escape from reality. He wants to live in the year 1894. He wants to go to Galesburg, Illinois, because he thinks life is quite peaceful over there. So he wants to go back in his life. Now the question is, if you get a chance to time travel, if you get a chance to go back or to go in future in your life, where would you like to go? What would you like to see? Some of you may answer, you'd like to see your childhood or any particular event, like the day when India got freedom, otherwise the day when Ravana was killed by Rama, any such thing. But that is, even today, that is not possible. In this lesson, the writer has written a theory of hallucination, that is, a dream. A person is seeing a dream with open eyes, daydreaming. We'll talk about more in the chapter. But before that, we must find out about characters. Characters in the story, mainly three characters are here, and our hero Charlie. Charlie is the main character, 31 years old. How old he is? 31 years, whose habit is to collect stamps. And that habit he has got from his grandfather. Second character Sam, his friend. Third, third character we have Louisa. And Louisa is the wife of Charlie, our main character. I would like to tell you something more before starting line by line explanation. This story is hallucination of Charlie, who occasionally finds himself lost in between the tracks, the ways, subways of Grand Central Station. So basic of the story is Grand Central Station, where he visits regularly, and occasionally he finds himself lost. Sometimes he loses his way and reaches somewhere else. It is a typical story that is not easy to understand. I'll try my best to make you understand. The third label, that is title of the story, is a way of escape for the narrator. So let's begin line by line explanation. The presidents of the New York Central and New York New Haven and Hartford railroads will swear on a stack of timetables that there are only two. Now you can see the presidents of New York Central. These are names of railway stations. The presidents, the heads of New York Central, the New York, New Haven, all these are names of stations. And Hartford railroads. The presidents of all these places will swear, they'll take an oath, they'll swear on a stack. Stack, I have written here, a pile of objects neatly arranged. And what is neatly arranged? The timetables of coming and going of trains, that there are only two. So here only two means only two labels. But we are going to discuss about the third label, that is nothing but the product of Charlie's mind, his hallucination, his daydream. But I say there are three. Who said so? Charlie says there are three. Presidents of all these stations swear there are only two labels. But our narrator, the protagonist of the story, says no, there are three labels, because I have been on the third label. He says, because I have been on the third level, I have visited the third level of this station. And what is the name of the station? Grand Central Station. The Grand Central Station. So, what is this? Grand Central Station, around which the complete story revolves. And he has compared the Grand Central Station like a tree that is growing. He says maybe there were only two levels, but now it has grown up to three levels, just like a tree grows. Yes, I have taken the obvious step. He says, yes, he had taken the obvious step. He was there on the third level, actually, which does not exist. I talked to a psychiatrist friend of mine. So he says he talked his psychiatrist friend of him among others. And who is this friend? Sam. I told him about the third level at Grand Central Station. He told him everything about what he had seen on Grand Central Station about third level, and he said it was a waking dream wish fulfillment. He said it was a waking dream wish fulfillment. It was just like a dream. You are dreaming, nothing else. It is hallucination. It is not possible. There is no third level. It is in your mind. You are feeling so. That is not correct. He said I was unhappy. What reason he gave? He gave the reason that the narrator was unhappy. The narrator was sad. He was sad from his life. There was sadness in his life. That is why he wanted to escape from reality. And in his mind, he had reached the third level. Actually, that doesn't exist. That made my wife kind of mad, but he explained that he meant the modern world is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry, and all the rest of it. That made my wife kind of mad. What reason did he give? He gave the reason that behind all these feelings there was my wife. There was the wife of narrator. But he explained that he mean the modern world is full of insecurity. Not only one reason is there. You are trying to escape from modern world, the reality, because the world is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry, and all the rest of it. And you don't want to live in this modern world. That is why you try to escape. And that I just want to escape. And he explained the narrator wanted to escape from the real life, from reality. Well, further he has explained. The narrator explains, well, who doesn't? Everyone wants to escape. Everybody I know wants to escape. But they don't wander down into any third level at Grand Central Station. But I never heard anyone saying that they reached Grand Central Station at the third level. Everyone wants to escape, but my case is different. So that explanation is not correct according to me. These were the words of Charlie, the narrator. Next paragraph. But that is the reason, he said. And my friends all agreed. All my friends agreed to this proposal, this explanation, that whatever Sam was telling was completely right. The reason was apt, according to all my friends. Everything points to it. Everything is pointing towards this, they claimed. They proposed it, they suggested it, that everything was pointing to this, my stamp collecting. Now he tells us about his hobby, habit, my stamp collecting. What is his hobby? Stamp collection. For example, that is a temporary refuge from reality. That is a temporary refuge from reality. You want to escape from reality, then what do? You do something that you like, the thing you like the most, so that you could keep away from harsh reality of your life. Whenever you are sad, whenever you are scolded by someone, then you do the best you like. Well, maybe, but my grandfather didn't need any refuge from reality. Then he explains, maybe nowadays people want shelter from harsh reality, they want to escape. But that was not the case with my grandfather. That was not the case with his grandfather. He didn't need any refuge from reality. He did not require any refuge from reality, because in his time life was very easy. There was no sorrow in his life. Things were pretty nice and peaceful in his day. In his days, things were pretty nice and peaceful. When he was alive, things were very nice, very beautiful, and there was peace all around. From all I hear, from all I know, and he started my collection. He started my collection. He is responsible for my hobby of collecting stamps. He started it for me. It's a nice collection too. And this collection of stamps is a very nice collection. Blocks of four of practically every US issue. You know very well. Stamps are issued from post office department, and every special occasion is memorized with the help of issuing a stamp. So there were many such blocks, four of practically every US issue. First day covers, very important term in this chapter. First day covers. First day covers, whenever any new card was, any new stamp was about to issued, the collector of stamp went to the post office, collected an envelope. There was nothing in the envelope, only a blank paper or note. Pasted the stamp over that envelope, wrote his own address on the cover, and posted it. Furthermore, it reached to the same person who sent it. These envelopes were known as first day covers. The main motive was to collect stamps, the very first day stamps, and so on. There were many like that. Now he says, even President Roosevelt, the famous American president, President Roosevelt collected stamps too. This is not only with me, this is not only my hobby. Even our president Roosevelt collected stamps. You know, you know very well. He had the same habit like I have collecting stamps. So this is not a reason from you. This cannot be a reason that I am trying to escape from reality and taking shelter doing such things like stamp collection. Let's come to the next paragraph. Anyway, here is what happened at Grand Central. Leave that matter. Let's see. I am telling you, the narrator is telling us what happened at Grand Central. Now he is telling us what really happened at Grand Central Station. One night last summer. So he is telling the event that happened one night last summer. I worked late at the office. He worked late at the office. Obviously, he was in hurry to go to his house because he was already late. I was in a hurry to get uptown to my apartment. So he was in hurry to get to his house, his home. So I decided to take the subway. He decided to take metro from Grand Central because it's faster than the bus. He decided to take metro rather than taking bus because it was faster than the bus. And it's very obvious he was in hurry. He was already late. So he actually wanted to take a metro. But what happens? Now I don't know why this should have happened to me. Now he did not know why this happened to him. Why he reached the third level. How he reached the third level. How did it happen? He was not sure. I'm just an ordinary guy named Charlie. Although I have told you about basic factors of Charlie, I'm just an ordinary guy named Charlie, 31 years old, and I was wearing a tan gabardine. Gabardine, that is a smooth, durable cloth. So he was wearing a tan in color, gabardine cloth he was wearing, and straw hat with a fancy band. What was he wearing? A gabardine suit, a straw hat with a fancy band. I passed a dozen men. As usual, when he reached Grand Central Station, he passed dozen men. You know very well at stations there are many people walking here and there. A plenty of crowd is there who looked just like me. They were looking similar like me. And I wasn't trying to escape from anything. And I would like to make you sure I wasn't trying to escape from anything. He was not trying, as he is trying to explain. He was not trying to escape from anything. He was in hurry to go to his house, as he is trying to tell us. I just wanted to get home to Louisa, my wife. What was his only ambition? His only ambition was to get home and to meet his wife, Louisa. I turned into Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue. I took a turn into Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue. From Vanderbilt Avenue, that is a street. From Vanderbilt Street, he took a way towards Grand Central and went down the steps. As I told you, It is a metro station. So he went down the steps to the first level. He reached the first level, the first platform of the station, Grand Central Station, where you take trains like the 20th century. I told you in starting, this story is about 1950s, where you take trains like the 20th century. 20th century, 1950s, 1901 to 2000, that is 20th century. Then I walked down. Then he says he walked down another flight to the second level. He walked down to the second level. He passed some more stairs and reached the second level, the second tier of the station, where the suburban trains leave from. Where from? You can take suburban. Suburban means local or residential trains. Dug, sunk. He sank himself, he bent himself into an arched doorway. Arched, like this structure, and here is the train moving, so it is a way for train. This is known as arched. Into an arched doorway, it is a kind of doorway, arched. Heading for the subway, trying to reach the subway, and got lost. But what really happened with him? He got lost. He lost his way. He could not reach his destination. What really happened? That's easy to do. It's very easy to do. I have been in and out of Grand Central hundreds of times. He tells us it is usual routine for him to visit Grand Central Station. He visits the station often, but he often loses his way. As he tells us, I have been in and out of Grand Central hundreds of times. He has been there, he has visited the station hundreds of times, but I am always bumping. But he always comes across, run into something, a new thing. He always loses his way into new doorways. He loses his way, comes to a new doorway, new stairs and corridors. He comes to new doorways, new stairs, new corridors. He tells us, once I got into a tunnel about a mile long. Once it happened with me. He tells us once it happened with him that he went into a tunnel, a long tunnel that was 1 mile long, nearly a mile long. 1 mile, that is 1.609 meter, that is 1.609 kilometer or 1609 meters. Once I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel. And after that, after covering 1 mile, I came into the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel. So he came at the next end, he reached the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. Another time, he tells us another story. Another time, I came up in an office building on 46th Street. That office building is on 46th Street, and that street is quite away from that station, Grand Central Station. How long it is? How far it is? 3 blocks away. This office is 3 blocks away, and I found myself in that office on 46th Street. In this story, he is trying to tell us he visits the Grand Central Station often, but many a times he loses his way and reaches somewhere else. That's all in this video. Thanks for watching and being with me. Have a nice day.